Today we saw the economic forecast that many of us were anticipating would be bad, and the projection right now is about $4.2 billion deficit, with the understanding that when the January forecast comes out, the word is it could probably be even worse than that. So we clearly have a major problem facing us, and I think it's really important that people of Minnesota understand that this is, I think, just the result of years and years of poor fiscal policy management led by the DFL majority. You cannot have state budget growth at the rate that we've experienced for the past decade at least, where you have state spending rising at a rate faster than the rate of inflation, faster than the growth in population, faster than the growth of personal income. You cannot have state spending rise at that rate and not at some point have to come to some reckoning to realize that revenues simply cannot keep pace with that level of spending. And so what we have today is sort of the chickens coming home to roost here, and we have got some hard choices, and they are frankly going to be that we have to cut the budget. We should have been working at this before. We should have worked at it last year when we had the budget deal that we passed. Many of us voted against it, that spent all the reserves and refused to deal with the fundamental structural imbalance in the budget that is overspending. And now we're going to have to do that. We're hoping and looking forward to the DFL leadership's budget proposal. If it's anything like previous years, they will not do this. They will just criticize what the governor has said and spend all session criticizing the governor and refuse to put their own plan on the table. But they have to have a plan, and we ought to, as citizens of Minnesota, hold them accountable. They are the governing party in the legislature. They have an obligation to produce a plan, and they need to do that. We in the minority, we have, with our small staff and our relative lack of resources, we spent a great deal of time this summer anticipating this, and we have put together a sketch, an outline of a plan that we could develop into a full-blown plan. So it's inconceivable that the majority party can't do the same thing. So we're expecting them to have a plan on the table. It is frankly going to require that we, all of us, find ways to reduce the spending, and I think every budget area across the board has to be looked at very closely. We think it's a great opportunity for the state of Minnesota to implement some changes in structure of governance to become more efficient, more effective at delivering the kinds of services that people expect. And we also think it's an opportunity for us to reestablish the priority of creating an economic climate in which private capital investment and economic growth can thrive. We have neglected that in the past, and we need to do it now. So as painful as this is, there are some of us who are looking at this as finally an opportunity for us to get serious about dealing with a fundamental structural imbalance in our budget that we have lived with for a long time. And this is an opportunity. We got to take advantage of it, and we're looking forward to working with the governor and the majority party to get that done.